In this video, we'll go into the details of how to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake board game, Materia Hunter. If you need a quick setup guide, check out that video here, and stay to the end of this video for a deep dive into the symbology on all of the character cards. The winner of this game is the player who claims the most Materia tiles at the end of the game. You claim them by having the most Materia gems face up for each matching color in your area of the field. The game is divided into 5 acts. You start Act 1 pre-intermission by taking 3 alternating turns. To play a turn, you first draw a card from the display or the deck and add it to your hand. Then, you choose one of your face-down character cards to flip face-up. You can then perform a normal action, which is to play 2 Materia cards, or a special action by paying the cost shown on the character card. Alternately, you can pass, drawing 2 cards from the display or deck and adding them to your hand. If you played Materia cards on your turn, you can execute one Materia effect matching a color that you've played. On blue, flip a face-down card on your field face up. On red, choose one card from your opponent's field in the red row or a row adjacent to red and flip their card face down. On green, you take a medal from the stockpile. On purple, choose one card from your field and flip it face down. Then place the top card of the deck into your field face up. You can't activate purple if you have no cards in your field. On yellow, draw a card from the display or deck and add it to your hand. The rulebook says to immediately refill the display with the top card from the deck, but it also says that if you are drawing multiple cards, you must announce how many face-up cards you're drawing from the display and the deck, and not refill until you've drawn those cards. So you don't refill immediately if you're drawing multiple cards. After each of you plays 3 turns, the Act 2 intermission takes place. Here, you add the total number of gems in the 3 middle rows. The highest in each row takes the medal from that row. If any are tied, the medal gets returned to the stockpile. The point of Act 1 really feels like it's to set up your tableau to be able to use character special actions in Act 3 and to gather these medals for the Act 4 showdown. At the end of Act 2, the medals don't get refilled, and each player now takes 3 more turns. This time, the first player becomes the second player. Discard any Materia cards in the display, reveal 5 new ones, and turn your character cards face down. All cards in both player fields remain as they are. After your next 3 turns are completed, you enter Act 4, Showdown. You may place 1 Materia card from your hand per medal token you have face down in front of you. Once your cards are face down and medals are paid, reveal your cards and place them in the matching Materia rows at the same time as your opponent does. These cards do not trigger any Materia effects. They're simply extra points to try and snatch away victory from your opponent. In Act 5, Judgment, the person with the most Materia gems in the row claims that Materia tile. If there's a tie, neither player gets it. That's it for the 2-player game. There's quite a bit of strategy behind each character card that can really change the course of the game. If you want to up your game, stick around for a review of all of the symbology and some character tips. During setup, you need to choose 4 characters. All of the symbology used in the game is really the trickiest part, and once you have a handle on that, the game plays really quickly. The characters can have one of 4 types of bonus actions. Gain a medal, draw 1 card, play the top card of the deck to your field, flip a face-up opponent Materia card face down. In order to take a special action instead of a normal action, you need to be able to meet the following requirements. 3 total combined cards, including face-down cards that match the colors shown. On these cards, you need the combined cards, but the requirement is 4, 5, or 6. There's no additional cost to pay for these cards' special actions. But on these ones, Rude, Wedge, and Barrett, you need to have 8 or 9 total cards to play. They're a bit more expensive and likely can only be played during Act 3. These cards have the card combination costs, but also require you to flip one of your fielded cards face down to pay for it. Cloud and Sephiroth require you to flip 3 cards face down to use theirs. On Biggs and Dawn, you need to have the 8 or 9 total cards in play and also flip 1 card face down. If you have medals, you can pay them to reduce the requirements of the other character's special action cards by 1 point per medal that you spend. For President Shinra, you need to have 4 or less cards in play and flip 1 of those cards face down. You cannot spend a medal to change Shinra's requirements. The different options of the special actions themselves are draw a card per how many times it shows, play a card from your hand times how many, the number it shows on the card, play a card from the 5 face-up cards onto your field, play a card from the top of the deck onto your field, flip an opponent's card face down, flip one of your cards face up, discard cards from your hand. Red makes you discard your whole hand, and Reno lets you choose how many you discard. The number of discarded cards becomes the number on his following abilities. Lastly, gain a medal from the stockpile. I hope this guide helped you out. If you've played this game already, let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't and you find this video, let me know if you're interested in checking it out. This is Brynessa with Szasse Games, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Szasse.